Good to see you again. It is Wednesday, 25th day of March, 2020. I'm Dan Kuntz. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on a cool and somewhat wet Wednesday morning. I get up at 4 o'clock each and every weekday morning, and I got up and poked my head outside. It was raining lightly, and then it came down at a pretty good clip here in the Wenatchee Valley, here on the valley floor for a while. It's kind of hit and miss showers right now. Some of the upper elevations, we're told, got a little bit of light snow. Unsettled weather. It's a persistently active weather pattern that we'll be dealing with. Forecast details are coming up. Also, we'll have the latest local information on the COVID-19 pandemic. The national information is easy for you to access pretty much wherever you need to be or whatever you're using to digest and ingest your news. So we concentrate our COVID-19 coverage on the local angle on that, and we will have that when we get to the news in just a little bit. We finally have some answers, anyway, with some high school spring sports, at least in relation to the Columbia Basin Big Nine. They have a tentative spring sports schedule ready to go, provided, of course, that they go back to school on April 27th. We'll talk about that when we get to sports, so that's some good news anyway. And as Megan pointed out right before we went on the air, Christmas is 9 months from today. Start shopping. Lots to get to. We're not going to waste any more time. Oh, one more item. My interview in the back half of the hour is with Leslie Freytag, the Executive Director of the Pybus Public Market. We conducted our interview via Skype yesterday afternoon, and that's the new reality that we're going to be dealing with here on the NCW Live channel. I mentioned this yesterday. We have closed our offices to the general public. We're going to be working with some scaled-down staffing. Some of our coworkers will be working remotely from home. For those of us who have to be in front of the camera, we're going to be doing that. But it's also changed the way we'll be doing some of our interviews. Specifically, the interview subject, the person who's going to be part of our conversation, will not be coming into our studio so we can observe the social distancing recommendations. Instead, we'll be conducting those interviews remotely, and that's what we did with Leslie. That'll be coming up in the back half of the hour to find out what what the Pybus has been doing to handle this outbreak. All right, there we go. 3 minutes after the hour. Let's take you around the valley with the Valley View cameras. Limited ability because the cross camera is completely fogged over. There's no reason to show you the cross camera if you can't see anything. So we're going to go with the Cascadian in downtown Wenatchee. Looking to the south, we have 2 cameras on the Cascadian, so we're pointing that one down the avenue. And again, probably the thing that has struck me the most over the last, week or 10 days is the very light traffic. Most of it is simply because there's no school anywhere, and that's usually a traffic driver this time of the morning. And of course, a lot of people are working from home or observing the stay-in-place restrictions, and so traffic has been unbelievably light. And of course, you can't go inside restaurants, and that has cut down on traffic quite a bit. So it's been an interesting traffic pattern, to say the least, over the last 10 days or so for the Wenatchee Valley. We say good morning to downtown Wenatchee. Camera number 2. It is off to, that is the Upper Butte camera, Megan? Yes, I guessed that one correctly. We say good morning to our friends in Chelan. Of course, Chelan is a tourist-driven economy, and their brethren in Leavenworth are dealing with some significant drops in the tourist season in Leavenworth. Now, Chelan is not quite into the tourist season yet. That traditionally begins on Memorial Day weekend. Hopefully, things will be as close to normal by then as possible. We simply don't know. There's a lot of unknowns. There's more unknowns than there is knowns, quite frankly. Good morning to our friends in the Lake Chelan area, specifically Manson, which is dominating your view there in Wapato Point. Camera number 3. We're off to see, well, Monument Hill. Good morning to our friends out in Quincy, and that's Monument Hill. That, of course, is Steve and Lynette Hare's summer home. It's a fixer-upper. Way off in the distance, you can see Clockham Ridge. Unfortunately for us golfers, golf courses are not considered essential businesses, and golf courses will be shuttering their doors. That's a reminder, if you are a non-essential business as defined by the governor's office, you have until midnight tonight to close your doors. Of course, we're in the restrictions laid down by the governor, and that now applies to the businesses. The stay home order was effective on Monday, and then the governor gave the non-essential businesses, those businesses that absolutely do not have to be open, he gave them until midnight tonight to make sure they can take care of what they need to take care of before they close their doors. Friendly reminder there. Camera number 4. Oh, hello to, I don't know, is that the monitor camera? That's Steins Hill. Okay. Yeah, one of the, we're not, well, what we're seeing is a bunch of orchards and the Wenatchee River. I'm pretty sure that's Steins Hill now that I look at it. Once again, somebody needs to go up and wipe off the lens. It's it's an occupational hazard when you're dealing with weather like that. So good morning to our friends in the Greater Kashmir Monitor Steins Hill area. Thanks for starting your day with us. All of these views courtesy of Localtel's Sky-Fi high-speed wireless system. 6 minutes after the hour. We have a slide to show to you from the National Weather Service. This came down not too long ago. This is your weekly weather planner for the rest of the week. And again, some light rain off and on throughout the course of the day today. Temperatures below normal. We hit 50 yesterday. Our normal high should have been around 57 degrees, so it was cooler than normal. And our overnight low on Tuesday was 32. Our normal overnight low was 37. Sunrise this morning was at 6:52, sunset 7:22. That gives us exactly 12 and a half hours of daylight today. Thursday is going to be the one break in this active weather pattern. It's going to be dry. It can be cloudy, but it's going to be dry. And again, temperatures just slightly below normal, and then more active weather. It's basically unsettled springtime weather. That's the pattern that's going to persist through the rest of the week and really right into the weekend. Also a little breezy at times for pretty much everybody in eastern Washington. So that's your weekly weather planner for the rest of the work week. And for a lot of people, it hasn't been a work week at all. For others, it's been a double work week. At least that's what it seems like. Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling gives your home a hug. Here's your forecast from the National Weather Service. We are going to see some sunshine today, though it's fairly cloudy. Most of the rain and the cloudy skies are going to be relegated to the morning hours by the afternoon. Sun will be coming out. We'll top off right around 52 degrees. That's below normal. Clear skies tonight. The freezing mark, 32 for the overnight low. Thursday, clouds will be thickening up. It'll be sunny in the morning. It'll be cloudy by Thursday afternoon. A little windy at times. A west wind 7 to 13 miles an hour tomorrow. We'll top off at 54 degrees. Thursday night, snow level drops down to 2,300 feet, but we're not expecting any kind of precipitation. 35 for the overnight low. Breezy at times Thursday night, Friday. Cloudy but dry. High at 57 degrees, right around normal. And we'll take you to the weekend because we can. Saturday, partly sunny, high of about 60. Slight chance of some afternoon rain on Saturday. Sunday, a 50-50 chance of showers. So we're probably going to get a little wet anytime anyway on Sunday. Most of that would be in the morning, partly sunny skies. Sunday, we'll top off. We'll get right around 58 for the afternoon high or so. Monday and Tuesday, continued unsettled weather, mixture of clouds and sun, but a better than 50% chance of rain on Monday and Tuesday. So again, spring-like, unsettled, active, nothing really crazy out there weather-wise, but not a lot of sunshine. But we were spoiled. We had all that nice weather with the sunny temperatures and the mild conditions. We're not going to have that for a while anyway. So there you go. That's your forecast from the National Weather Service. And at 8 minutes after the hour, to the passes we go. Things aren't too bad. I-90 is in better shape than it was, say, an hour and a half ago. No advisories, no restrictions, although it is snowing on Snoqualmie Pass. The roadway is bare and wet. The snow is not sticking to the asphalt. Stevens Pass has a traction tire advisory with some light snow coming down. There's some snow and slush on the roadway. Most of the more difficult traveling conditions on Stevens Pass is going to be right at the summit. The last 3 or 4 miles when you get up to the crest, and then the last 3 or 4 miles off the other side of the pass. That's where things are going to get the diciest. Outside of that, traction tires are advised on Stevens Pass. No advisories, no restrictions on Blewett. You're fine. Roadway is bare and dry. Nothing coming down out of the sky. It's just overcast. As far as the forecast for the mountain passes today, light snow, a couple of inches. That's it. And that's really the forecast for the rest of the weekend into the weekend. Whatever snow is going to come down in the mountain passes is not going to really stick to the roadway a great deal. Most of it will come down in the form of rain on I-90 and a rain-snow mix at times at about the 3,500-foot mark, and a little bit of snow at about the 4,000-foot mark, but none of the snow that is in the forecast for the rest of the weekend into the weekend we can call significant. Shouldn't really be much of a problem at all. All right, we're going to take a break at 10 minutes after the hour and come back with quite a bit of news, as you might imagine, on this Wednesday morning. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, live this morning from Studio 2 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Life Channel.
My name is Lacey Haggerty, and I'm a nurse midwife with Columbia Valley Community Health. I love all aspects of my job because it is a profession that's very committed to empowering women to make decisions in their health care that feel best for them. It's incredibly valuable to me as a midwife that I get to take care of women throughout their whole lifespan. I hope to see you at a future visit because I know you'll love having midwifery care.
Boating in the Wenatchee Valley starts at Bobfile Boats and Motors. If you're ready for a party on the water, check out the line of Sylvan pontoon boats at Bobfile Boats and Motors. Quarantine you and your family out on the water on a Sylvan pontoon boat. Distance yourself socially, but come closer together as family. See the Sylvan line of pontoon boats at Bobfile Boats and Motors on Sunset Highway in East Wenatchee or online at bobfile.com.
Quite a bit of cloud cover, 36 degrees, light rain in downtown Wenatchee. We will see some sun breaks later on today. We'll have highs in the lower 50s, about 5 or 6 degrees below normal for this time of year. And let's talk about the news this morning. The body of a young woman found last week near Horse Lake Road is that of a Waterville teenager who went missing last year. Her death is considered suspicious. Police say she's 18-year-old Paulina Mosqueda. She went missing back in October. Hikers found her remains March 17th off one of the Wenatchee Foothills hiking trails. She had to be identified by autopsy. Mosqueda's family hadn't heard from her since October 14th. Her case remains under investigation by the Sheriff's Departments of Chelan and Douglas County, along with the Wenatchee Police Department. All right, to COVID. One resident of the Colonial Vista Care Center in Wenatchee died on Monday from coronavirus complications. A second resident has tested positive for the illness. Administrators of Prestige Care at Colonial Vista said the residents, ages 84 and 91, were transferred to Central Washington Hospital last week after showing symptoms of COVID-19, the respiratory illness related to the novel coronavirus. Both tested positive for the virus. The 91-year-old died. The surviving patient remains in hospital care. The death is the second coronavirus-related fatality in the Wenatchee Valley. As you know by now, a Quincy resident suffering from COVID-19 died March 7th at Central Washington Hospital. Meanwhile, 2 new coronavirus patients have emerged in Leavenworth. That brings the total to 9 positive cases of COVID-19 in the Wenatchee Valley, all but one of them residents of Chelan County. The newly discovered patients were tested at Cascade Medical Center in Leavenworth. The changing numbers of coronavirus cases is not a surprise. Health experts say even with social restrictions like those ordered by the governor, positive test results are expected to climb over the next couple of weeks as previous exposures come to light. Wenatchee Valley College announced Monday that 2 of the 9 local patients are Wenatchee Valley College employees. Statewide, here is the latest numbers from the Washington State Department of Health. 248 newly reported cases came down yesterday. That brings the total number of COVID-19 cases in our state to 2,469. 123 people have died, 94 of them in King County. Well, the area's biggest tourism magnet is following the governor's example. Leavenworth Mayor Carl Floria issued a stay-at-home proclamation for the city. He did this on Monday. The order closes all public parks in Leavenworth and urges all residents to shelter in place and non-essential businesses to close. It's a big step for a city that relies almost entirely on tourism, where multiple hotels temporarily closed. Restaurants can only offer takeout service. Governor Inslee's order requires people to remain at home until at least April 6th. The Leavenworth order stays in place until health officials give the all clear. Well, after shutting down its campgrounds over the weekend, the state has now closed all of its parks and wildlife areas. That starts today. The closure comes in response to Governor Jay Inslee's stay home, stay healthy order on Monday evening in response to the COVID-19 outbreak. The closure includes all state-managed parks, wildlife areas, and water access areas for at least the next 2 weeks. Entrance gates will be closed. All services are suspended. Essential staff will be at the parks to protect the sites. The governor's new public health order means that the North Central Regional Libraries system has to curtail their limited remaining services. The library director is Barbara Walters, and she announced that suspension on Monday night. She told us here at the NCW Life Channel that it was a hard choice to come to, but library users still have lots of online options.
We started shutting down our services probably a couple hours before the governor's order. We just anticipated that is what he was going to do. Because mailer is so popular, that's our hardest one for us to shut down. Of course, we're closing our book returns because we won't have anybody in the branches to manage them or, take the items out. We had set up a call center here. So we have 30 locations, 5 counties. all of those calls at those branches were coming into the distribution center, and we had staffed a call center. We'll also have to stop that. So we're actually directing people to either, use our websites, or they can send us an email. And we're also having to put a temporary halt on making purchase suggestions and placing holds through our website, because we won't have anybody to manage those. We're really going to push our online resources over the next few weeks. We have, of course, Hoopla, which you can stream movies, music, even audiobooks. A couple of ones that I think that will really, really push are LinkedIn Learning. So that's with lynda.com. People usually know it as Linda, so it's changed its name to LinkedIn Learning. And Rosetta Stone, which is so people can learn a language while they're home in quarantine. We're going to be pushing Overdrive, which has, of course, our ebooks and our audiobooks. So much. I can't encourage it enough. Go to our website, ncrl.org. Check out all of our online resources. Another cool feature that we're adding, during this time of quarantine is an e-card. So people will be able to sign up for a temporary library card through our online website, our online services, and they will get access to all of that wonderful content that's there.
Finally, on this Wednesday morning, a sure sign that spring is here. Local irrigation districts are getting ready to start filling up the Wenatchee Valley's canals and pipelines. That process has begun. The Wenatchee Reclamation District, they run the big one, the 34-mile Highline Canal. They expect to begin charging their system on April 6th. Of course, it takes a number of days for the water to get all the way down and fill up the canal. The Millardale Irrigation District, they activate water for landowners. That'll start on April 13th. The Greater Wenatchee Irrigation District, which serves the areas around Rock Island, Brays Landing, and Howard Flats, they expect to get their water flowing by the middle of next month. Irrigation users should start checking your connections now and get ready for the flow. All right, and that's what's making headlines at 18 minutes after the hour. The news crew is working, some people remotely, other people's here in the building, but one way or the other, we're going to have a newscast for you tonight at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. And with the preview, here's the anchor, Grant Olson.
Good morning, Dan. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News, Confluence Health's nonprofit foundation says it's accepting donations of the kind of personal protective equipment that keeps medical staff safe from COVID-19. I'll have your complete North Central Washington weather forecast, and Eric Granstrom will have your sports report. That and more coming up tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Life Evening News. We hope to see you then. Dan?
Thank you, Grant. We'd love to hear from you, our viewers. In fact, I had a nice phone call yesterday from Mark Neal. I was already home for the day. Once my day ends here at the broadcast station, I try and get home and self-quarantine. But I heard from you, Mark, and I appreciate the phone call very much indeed. Get a hold of us. You can email us at news@ncwlife.com, news@ncwlife.com. You can pick up the telephone and give us a call directly at the number that you see at the bottom of your screen. If you go to our website, ncwlife.com, you'll see the Contact Us icon at the top of the screen. Click on that and fill out the form. Or you can go to our Facebook page and drop us a line via Facebook Messenger. All right, we're going to take a break. We finally have some answers for spring high school sports, at least regarding the Columbia Basin Big Nine, provided they actually go back to school on Monday, the April 27th. We have a general idea of what games will be played and when they'll be played. We'll have that when we get to sports in 1 minute. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
How do you know when it's time to go to Boswell's Furniture? When you know the look you love, the colors you want, but need a little design help to bring it all together. With Boswell's complimentary design service, Glenn, Buffy, and Teresa guide you until your vision becomes reality. More styles, more fabrics, and more choices of quality home furnishings fill Boswell's expansive 2-story showroom so you can see it and feel it before you buy. Come into Boswell's and explore the endless possibilities of home furnishings. Boswell's on Easy Street. It's closer than you think.
Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere is your place for famous blues, brews, and barbecue. We are your one-stop bar and grill, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Hi, Justin here, owner of Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere. Looking for a fun night out? Join us at Club Crow. We have live bands to rock the night away, comedy to make you laugh, and if that's not enough, we have poker every Monday and Wednesday night. Club Crow in Cashmere has it all. Check out our Facebook event page for dates and times. Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere, the coolest place in town.
21 minutes after the hour, let's talk sports. The Columbia Basin Big Nine moving forward with a plan of a much abbreviated spring sports schedule, according to an email from Wenatchee Athletic Director Jim Beeson, and I'm quoting now. We have recreated all of the spring schedules with the assumption that we will be back at school on April 27th. We have pushed back the start times and moved a lot of things to Saturdays to minimize the amount of class time the kids would be missing. Jim's email went on to say, if we are able to have an abbreviated spring season, we will also continue to play games after the postseason starts if we are not involved with it. So here we go. The baseball and softball season are going to consist of just 6 games. The boys' soccer season will also be just 6 games played over 12 days. Big Nine tennis will be reduced to 6 matches. Boys and girls golf will just be 3 pods each, of the spring track and field schedule will be trimmed down to just 3 meets on consecutive Saturdays in May. So here's what it's looking like if school resumes. This is all under the auspices that school would begin on Monday, April 27th. We'll start with Eastmont baseball. Eastmont would play a mixed doubleheader at Moses Lake and at Eisenhower on Saturday, May 2nd. They would travel to Moses Lake on the 6th of May. Then Eastmont baseball would host Sunnyside and West Valley Saturday, May 9th, and finish against Wenatchee Saturday, May 16th at Dan White Field. Moses Lake's baseball season will begin at Sunnyside and at West Valley on May 2nd. They would host Eastmont Wednesday, May 6th, then host Eisenhower and Davis May 19th before ending at Wenatchee on Wednesday, May 13th. The Wenatchee Panther baseball team, they would start on the road Saturday, May 2nd. They would be at Ike and at Davis. They would host West Valley and Sunnyside the following Saturday, May 9th, and they would host Moses Lake on Wednesday, May 13th before playing the finale at Eastmont on Saturday, May 16th at 5 o'clock. So basically everybody is going to play everybody once. As far as the fast pitch softball season, Eastmont, they would begin at home for 3 games, and they would travel for 3 games. They would host Davis and Ike on Saturday, May 2nd. They would host Moses Lake on Tuesday, May 5th, and they would hit the road at Sunnyside and at West Valley Saturday, May 9th, and they would finish up the following Saturday at Wenatchee at 1 o'clock. Moses Lake softball would host Sunnyside and West Valley on May 2nd, then Eastmont on May 5th. They would travel to Davis and Eisenhower on Saturday, May 9th, before finishing against Wenatchee at home on Tuesday, May 12th. Wenatchee fast pitch girls softball. They would begin at Walla Walla Point Park against Ike and against Davis on Saturday, May 2nd. They would travel to West Valley and Sunnyside the following Saturday. The Panthers would play at Moses Lake on Tuesday, May 12th. Then they would finish against Eastmont on Saturday, May 16th. Shifting to the proposed Big Nine boys soccer schedule. Eastmont would host Sunnyside on Saturday, May 2nd at 1 o'clock. Then they'd host Moses Lake on Tuesday night before spending the next 3 games on the road, including at Wenatchee on Saturday, May 9th at 1 o'clock. The Wildcats would finish at home Thursday, May 14th against Eisenhower. For Moses Lake soccer, they would have an alumni game on April 25th, and then their schedule would have the Chiefs alternating at home and away beginning Saturday, May 2nd against Ike, and then finishing May 16th at West Valley. The Wenatchee soccer season has the Panthers at West Valley on Tuesday, May 5th at 7 o'clock. Then they would play at Ike, they would host Eastmont, they would host Sunnyside, play at Moses Lake, and then finish at home Saturday, May 16th against Davis at 1 o'clock at Lee Bofto Field at the Apple Bowl. For the rest of the adjusted spring schedules for the Big Nine, go online. There's a website right there, big9athletics.org. So we know the abridged schedules. What we don't know is our revamped broadcast schedule. We will hope to have that for you tonight with Eric Granstrom when he does sports. We don't know about the Caribou Trail League. We don't know about any kind of plans moving forward for the North Central B League. As soon as we get that information, of course, we'll pass it along to you. And finally, Seahawks. Let's talk Seahawks free agency. According to ESPN's Josiah Anderson, Seattle is signing wide receiver Phillip Dorsett. The former Indianapolis Colts first-round pick spent the last 3 seasons with the Patriots after being shipped to New England for quarterback Jacoby Brissett back in 2017. Defensive tackle Al Woods, who played for Seattle last season before being suspended for violating the NFL's policy on performance-enhancing drugs. Reportedly, he is signed with the Jaguars. And those are just some of the games that people are not playing on this Wednesday, the 25th day of March, at 25 minutes after the hour. I had a number of choices for the obscure holiday. Today is National Lobster Newburgh Day. I love it. Can't afford it, but I love it. Today is National Little Red Wagon Day. Today is Manatee Appreciation Day. We don't have any manatees swimming around these parts, but no, we're going to go with National Medal of Honor Day because today was the anniversary of the very first recipients of the Medal of Honor on March 25th, 1862, during the Civil War. According to the Medal of Honor Historical Society, there have been 3,525 Medals of Honor awarded to 3,506 individuals since it was created. About 40%, in fact, over 40% of all the Medal of Honors ever awarded were done so during the American Civil War. It is the highest military honor anybody can receive, the Medal of Honor. Today is National Medal of Honor Day today. Each of the branches of service, of course, have their own Medals of Honor. 26 minutes after the hour. Today in history, just one item of business, but it's a big one. This is the anniversary, the 109th anniversary of the famous Triangle Shirtwaist Factory Fire in Greenwich Village in New York City. 146 people died, almost all of them women. They died from either smoke inhalation from the fire itself, or they fell to their death, or they literally jumped to their death because they could not handle the heat and the flames. The doors to the stairwells and the exits were locked. It was a common practice back then to prevent the workers, the seamstresses, from stealing things and taking unauthorized breaks. A lot of the workers who could not escape from the building jumped from the high windows. They rode the elevator up and down until the elevator itself collapsed. The only available fire escape was so poorly constructed that when people got out on the fire escape simply detached from the building and collapsed to the ground. That killed about 20 people. It changed fire codes in this country forever. The Triangle Shirtwaist Factory Fire. There's a number of documentaries about this available for you to watch online, and I would highly recommend that you do so. It was a tragedy indeed. 27 minutes after the hour. Birthdays. Norman Borlaug saved the lives of billions of people. How many people can say that? He was a humanitarian and Nobel Prize laureate. He was born in the state in 1914, passed away at the age of 95 in 2009. His claim to fame, he developed a semi-dwarf, high-yield, disease-resistant wheat and has saved the lives of over 1 billion people from starvation. They could harvest the wheat without the wheat falling down on the ground, and they could do it over and over and over again. Norman Borlaug, one of the greatest people ever. If you can save the lives of over 1 billion people, you get that honor. He was born in the state in 1914. Howard Cosell, born in the state in 1918. He was a lawyer by training, went to law school, got his law degree, kind of stumbled backwards into broadcasting and became one of the legendary broadcasters for ABC in the 1960s, 70s, and 80s. Howard Cosell died in 1995 at the age of 77. I miss Howard Cosell. A lot of people didn't like Howard Cosell. I liked Howard Cosell. Sports now, most sports announcers are just filled with talking heads who toe the company line. Howard refused to do that. He took courageous stands. Howard Cosell, born in the state in 1918, and a couple of rock and roll legends. We miss the Queen of Soul. We miss her bad. Aretha Franklin, the very first female inductee into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame back in 1987. In 2010, Rolling Stone named her the greatest singer of all time, and who's kidding who? She could sing Rings Around Anybody. One of the greatest artists of all time. She was a songwriter, a fantastic piano player. Aretha Franklin. We love and miss Aretha. She was born in the state of 1942. She passed away, of course, a couple of years ago at the age, passed away in 2018. Elton John, Rock and Roll Hall of Famer. Huge fan of Elton John. Who isn't? He's 73 years old today. Great songwriter, dabbles in actor, terribly underrated piano player. The guy could tickle the ivories. Elton John, who had a #1 hit on the Billboard Hot 100 in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, and the 2010s. Nobody else can say that. Happy 73rd birthday to Sir Elton John. It is the bottom of the hour. We're going to take a break. Mike McNulty's got an opinion. He always does. And then via Skype, I had an opportunity to talk to Leslie Freytag, the executive director of the Pybus Public Market, find out how the Pybus is handling the COVID-19 outbreak. They've gotten creative because everybody has to be creative. She has no choice. My conversation with Leslie. Coming up, you're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
You probably won't launch hurricane-force projectiles at your truck bed.
Watch me! Watch me! I got it! Watch me! I got it! Hey! I'm super bad.
But it's nice to know you can. Introducing Carbon Pro. If it can handle a hurricane, it can handle you. Only on the GMC Sierra.
And I'm super bad.
In these challenging times, take comfort. Bear Foods is open and ready to help. Take care of your health with our extensive selection of supplements and wellness solutions. Take care of your diet with bulk foods, fresh vegetables, and fruits. Take care of your home with environmentally conscious cleaning supplies and personal care products. We are here to help you take care of everything at Bear Foods, the Good Food Store, conveniently located in downtown Chelan.
Doghouse Motorsports just won Best Motorsports Store for the 6th year in a row. Is it the great facility? Is it the fantastic products? Or is it?
I'm Bobby.
And I'm Tabor.
I'm Mike. And I'm Glenn.
Hi, I'm Todd.
I'm Jeff.
And this is the Doghouse Service Team.
Hi, I'm Dee.
And I'm Dwayne.
And I'm Kathy.
Come on in and experience the Doghouse.
Are you in the doghouse?
Hey folks, Carrie from Blueberry Hills. A chill is in the air and it's a perfect time for some old-fashioned comfort food like our amazing Eggs Benedict, chicken fried steak, French dips, soups made from scratch, or fruit pies fresh from the oven. The crowds might be gone, but we're still here for you folks, so bring an appetite and a friend to Blueberry Hills in Manson, where you pick, you sit, you eat, and you visit. Open Wednesday through Sunday from 8 to 3. wildaboutberries.com.
Green Motion e-bikes have rolled into Wenatchee. We've got fun, affordable e-bikes for the whole family. Portable e-bikes that fit right in the trunk of your car. Fat tire mountain bikes plus unique vintage style bikes you won't find anywhere else. Get some exercise with pedal assist or just cruise up to 20 miles per hour with the throttle. Starting under $1,000, Green Motion e-bikes are affordable fun for the whole family. Green Motion e-bikes is located right downtown on the corner of Palouse and Wenatchee Avenue.
Family roles change with time. You may find yourself being an unpaid caregiver to a loved one. Caregiving can be rewarding, but also stressful. Taking care of yourself is vital. Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington has low or no cost services for unpaid caregivers, such as in-home support, care supplies, and counseling. Connect in your local area by calling Aging and Adult Care at 800-572-4459 and mention you're interested in caregiver support.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. Now, you hear sometimes how many Europeans speak more than one language when we Americans only speak English. Now, this has probably started to point out just how parochial and unsophisticated we Americans are. Well, Europe and the U.S. have similar land masses, but Europe has about 23 countries and about 50 different recognized languages. Now, most Europeans travel around to different countries and that kind of stuff, where most Americans travel around in America and may never go to Europe. So why do we need to know more than one language? Okay? Most Americans to speak only English is hardly an indication of a lack of intelligence or sophistication. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody's entitled to my opinion.
Hi, my car's making a funny noise.
Not a problem. We'll take care of you.
Global Car Care's technicians are ASE Master Techs and well-versed in the more refined methods of vehicular diagnostics.
Number 3 piston and rings have a slight loss of compression, down to 108 pounds. Your transmission is slipping. You're gonna need a service.
Looks like you all set.
These guys? They're good.
Oh, and your spare is flat.
Global Car Care, Wenatchee's top shop.
Hi, this is Brian Snyder with Black Rock Asphalt Services here in Wenatchee, your local Black Rock Seal Coat company. Have you looked at your driveway or parking lot lately? Is it gray and oxidized? Does it have cracks that have not been taken care of? Or do you have striping that is pretty much non-existent? Please give us a call locally here, 509-665-9769. Learn more at blackrockasphaltsealcoating.com.
It's our fabulous clearance time at Collins in downtown Wenatchee. Savings up to 75% off. It's our famous buy one, get one free sale. That's right. Buy one clothing sale item and get the next one of equal or lesser value free. Brands like Freibold, French dressing, Rib Cop, Icelandic, jackets, vests, tops, jeans, and dresses. We have boots at 50% off, select Brighton and Lotus 50% off, handbags and jewelry. Come in ASAP for the best selection at Collins, where fun meets fashion in downtown Wenatchee.
Badger Mountain Brewing is proud to announce the grand opening of our new kitchen. Come try out our new menu featuring fabulous steaks, prime rib, gourmet burgers, and seafood grilled up by experienced meat master Chef Galen Goodman. To complement your mouth-watering meal, Badger Mountain Brewing features 14 in-house crafted beers, an alcohol-free root beer infused with 11 different herbs and spices, 3 different ciders, and a great wine selection. Don't miss out on the best meats and the best brews down at Badger Mountain Brewing, located at 1 Orondo Avenue across the tracks from the Pybus Market.
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz, and from this point forward until we're through this whole COVID-19 situation, this is how we're going to be doing the conversation portions of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley remotely via Skype, and so we're making history today with Leslie Freytag. Point in reference, Leslie, who is the executive director of the Pybus Public Market. We actually went down to visit Leslie last week, and we recorded something outside in the parking lot, Leslie. But between the time we recorded that and the time it was supposed to air, a few things have changed at the Pybus Public Market. So Leslie Freytag, I'll let you take it from here as we record this on this Tuesday afternoon. Give me the latest.
Yes, a lot has changed in just a few days. On Saturday, the board made the very difficult decision to close the concourse. So over the weekend, we worked hard to reposition the businesses to face outward. And so all of our restaurants, South, Fire, Ice, Pybus Bistro are now available for pickup from their exterior doors. Since the proclamation last night from the governor, a few more of our shops closed. So remaining open to serve you with groceries, fresh produce, and meats will be Royal Produce and Mike's Meats and Seafood. He does not have an exterior door out the back, so our customers will be able to enter through the north side of the concourse and then only to Mike's Meats. The rest of it is cordoned off. And so we're making it through. Lots of changes, but now I think we're set for the rest of the duration. Hopefully it's just 2 weeks, as the governor said last night.
It is giving you a chance to kind of do a little bit of catch-up work and some things at the Pybus that you wouldn't normally be able to do with a bunch of people milling about.
Yes.
Give us some examples of that, Leslie.
Well, so we're kind of tackling 2 different fronts. Today, our staff had our first virtual staff meeting via Google Hangout, and that went really well. So we're going to be working on projects that have been on the list, like updating the look and feel of our website, some new marketing materials to keep up to date with for our guests who come to Pybus. And then so projects like that. And then on the operations side, this is a great opportunity for us to do some deep cleaning. And so we're getting organized to do that as we've been going through this week. So, lots of dusting. We're going to deep clean the concrete floors and the concrete, going through and assessing now what other projects we want to tackle.
I did have a chance to glance at the website today, the new and improved website. It's so much more user-friendly. And the best part about it in this current situation is that it has a map of how you can physically get to the outside of all of the restaurants that are still offering pickup.
Yes, we scrambled. One of our staff members, Jessica Mayo, pulled that together quickly for us on Saturday afternoon. And I think that's helpful. It's also on our social media. I want to call out a few changes. Pybus Bistro, who was trying to do takeout from their dinner menu, has now today shifted to make a family meal and take it home. And they listed it, put it up last night. Lasagna was tonight served what they were making today, and by 10 a.m. they had sold out. So go to our website, it will take you to their new menu, and there's every night a different dinner. You can buy it for 2 to 6 people, and it's easy. Fire is continuing, thank goodness for pizza, that travels really well. And South has adjusted their menu again and actually dropped a couple of prices because of the lower costs that they are incurring now. So they're passing that along to our consumers.
Speaking of passing it along, the Pybus Charity Board got together last week and figured out how we want to help out our clients, our tenants. and they came up with something really cool and not necessarily novel.
Yes, no. When this all first started, when Nick's Bricks was canceled, we began looking at what could we do to help. We've done a lot of contingency planning, and we had a little last-minute executive committee meeting last Monday night and made the decision that we would forgive April rent. And the full board is so dedicated to supporting all of our merchants, and our goal is that when we emerge from this, all of the shops and restaurants that everyone in our community loves will still be there and stronger for some of the challenges that we've endured.
We did have a chance when we were in there last week on the interview that we're not going to air, as I mentioned before. The restaurants seem to be doing okay. The morale seems to be all right. What are you hearing?
Yes, they are. They're actually, it's been fun to work with them as they make the adjustments to their business models and figuring out how best to serve consumers that are still looking for good food to eat. And so it's been really fun to work with them and help them think of new ways to approach it. So I think we're all learning from this experience. I also want to mention that there will always be a Pybus staff member when we're open, just to be there to answer any questions. Keep current on the hours because they do adjust, and so we're there to support everyone there.
And it should be noted that some of the events, well, actually all of the events that were being held either in the Pybus Market or in the local event center, most of them have not been canceled. They've simply been postponed, and that's critical, isn't it?
Yes, and that has been critical. We are just thrilled. The reaction and the support from the community for the event center has been fantastic. Almost everyone has been rescheduled. We'll continue to shuffle the calendar as long as we need. And then also the events that we do for free for the public. For example, Friday night music, we sadly canceled. But today, Allie Laris, our marketing manager, came up with an idea, and we're going to actually work on Friday night music virtual. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. I think she's got a good idea, and we're working with musicians to see if we can execute something like that. So come to Pybus, pick up your dinner by 5, and go home. And at 6, we'll have virtual music.
Again, to recap, all the restaurants on the east side of the Pybus Public Market that have access out towards the riverfront, that's where you'll be picking up your dinner. They're all open. They're all ready for your business. To go to Mike's Meats, you can go into the north entrance, and that's right where Mike's Meats is. The produce store does have an outside entrance, so you can get in there and get your produce.
And they have hand-tats, so you can't miss them.
Is there anything else while I have you here, Leslie, that you want to touch on to pass along to my viewers?
I just want to say thank you so much to the community for all of your continued support. It was heartbreaking to have to close the concourse, but it was hard for all of the community to stay away. So we can appreciate all of the support and continue shopping on the outside of Pybus Public Market. The team and I are working on a fabulous grand opening. We have an idea for a street party that we'll be pursuing, so it will be bigger and better when we reopen.
Leslie, hang in there. We miss you. I miss talking to you in person. It's
to Dan in person, and I'll look forward to welcoming you back and having lunch at South or any of the other restaurants.
You know I love all of the restaurants at the Pybus Public Market. Say hi to Allie for me and the whole crew.
I will. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Leslie, for taking some time out of your busy day to visit with us. And Pybus is still where community meets, just not right now.
We're going to meet virtually.
There you go. I love it. Leslie, take care, okay?
Thank you, Dan.
We'll talk to you soon. You watch Wake Up in Anchi Valley. We'll be right back.
AC Checker has new owners who put customer service first. When you have to get there on time, call fast, friendly, reliable AC Checker, 663-TAXI. AC Checker has the industry's only on-time or it's free guarantee. Conditions apply. Call AC Checker, 663-TAXI to schedule your cab or schedule online at acchecker.com. Call American Classic Taxi, 663-TAXI. That's 663-8294.
You love to help others. You need a solid career. You can have it all with help from Charter College. Our 10-month medical assistant program prepares you to work in healthcare settings like physician offices, rehab centers, and clinics. You'll learn to take patient vitals, assist with exams, administer injections, and maintain medical records. When you're ready to launch a rewarding healthcare career, visit chartercollege.edu because we work to get you to work.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
You don't have to be a member to enjoy the view and dine-in style at Highlander Bar and Grill in East Wenatchee. Open 7 days a week, Highlander Grill offers breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Dine in or take it to go, our friendly staff is here to serve you. Reservations recommended for Friday night's prime rib dinner. Call for live music dates. Hi, I'm Shalane, site coordinator for Highlander Grill. Give me a call to schedule your event today.
We're back just about 47 minutes after the hour. Overcast, some light drizzle in the Wenatchee Valley. We're at 36 degrees, although we will see some sunshine later on this afternoon. I'll give you your complete forecast details here in just a couple of minutes, but we have the time to give you the latest news headlines on this Wednesday morning. We will do so now. We begin with the body of that young woman who was found last week near Horse Lake Road is that of a Waterville teenager who went missing last year, and her death is now considered suspicious. Police say she is 18-year-old Paulina Mosqueda. She went missing back in October. Hikers found her remains on March 17th off one of the Wenatchee Foothills hiking trails. She had to be identified by autopsy. Mosqueda's family had not heard from her since October 14th. Her case remains under investigation by the sheriff's departments of Chelan and Douglas County, along with the Wenatchee Police Department. To COVID. And the latest numbers, one resident of the Colonial Vista Care Center in Wenatchee died Monday from coronavirus complications. A second resident has tested positive for the illness. Administrators of Prestige Care at Colonial Vista said the residents ages 84 and 91 were transferred to Central Washington Hospital last week after showing symptoms of COVID-19, the respiratory illness related to the novel coronavirus. Both tested positive for the virus. The 91-year-old died. Their surviving patient remains in hospital care. The death is the second coronavirus-related fatality in the Wenatchee Valley. A Quincy resident suffering from COVID-19 died March 7th at Central Washington Hospital. Meanwhile, 2 new coronavirus patients have emerged in Leavenworth. That brings the total to 9 positive cases of COVID-19 in the Wenatchee Valley, all but one of those residents of Chelan County. The newly discovered patients were tested at Cascade Medical Center in Leavenworth. The changing numbers of coronavirus cases is not a surprise. Health experts say even with social restrictions like those ordered by Governor Jay Inslee, positive test results are expected to climb over the next few weeks as previous exposures come to light. Wenatchee Valley College announced Monday that 2 of the 9 local patients are Wenatchee Valley College employees. Statewide, here's the latest numbers that we have from the Washington State Department of Health. 248 newly reported cases on Tuesday. That brings the total number of COVID-19 cases in Washington State to 2,469. 123 people have died. Of those, 91 of those fatalities are in King County. The area's biggest tourism magnet is following the governor's example. Leavenworth Mayor Carl Florea issued a stay-at-home proclamation for the city. He did that on Monday. So that order closes all public parks and urges all residents to shelter in place, and also urges non-essential businesses to close. It's a big step, obviously, for a city that relies almost entirely on tourism for their economic bottom line. Multiple hotels have temporarily closed. Of course, restaurants can only offer takeout service. Governor Inslee's order requires people remain at home until at least April 6th. The Leavenworth order stays in place until health officials give the all clear. And after shutting down its campgrounds over the weekend, the state has now closed all of its parks and wildlife areas. That begins today. The closure comes in response to Governor Jay Inslee's stay home, stay healthy order, which he issued on Monday evening. The closure includes all state-managed parks, state-managed wildlife areas, and water access areas for at least the next 2 weeks, Entrance gates will be closed. Service is suspended. Essential Parks staff, however, will be on site to preserve and protect the parks and wildlife area. And that's a quick update on what's going on this Wednesday morning. It is about 51 minutes after the hour. We're going to take a break and come back with your weather forecast. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Join us for Street Talk and Other Stuff with Mike Magnotti on the NCW Life channel. This former police sergeant is plugged into not only the world of the streets, he's an actor and connoisseur of the arts. So join Mike and his guests for, well, Street Talk and Other Stuff. Mondays at 10 a.m., Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2 p.m., and Wednesdays at 5:30. It's Street Talk and Other Stuff with Mike Magnotti on the NCW Life channel.
Hey everyone, Fletcher and Amy Ellington here from Live It Up. In the investment world, ROI stands for Return on Investment. Well, how does better health, better wealth, and better relationships sound for ROI? Join us every week right here on NCW Life and learn how to invest in the most important asset, you.
We're going to answer your questions and provide some weekly inspiration so you can create a life that you love. Join us on Live It Up.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
Oh, that's awesome. Look at that. Yeah.
There he is. Sure wish he was here.
Yeah, no kidding.
Little 4-point.
It's a nice coconut.
Solid fish.
Watch the Northwest Outdoorsman with Richie Herod Saturdays and Sundays at 6 a.m., 9:30 a.m., and 4:30 p.m. on the NCW Life channel.
This is Caitlin Hedersheet, the producer of the NCW Life magazine. Each week, I'm bringing you a look behind the scenes of the faces, places, and events that make North Central Washington the place we call home. Tune in every weekday for an in-depth look at a new topic each week. From local artists in their studios to businesses breaking barriers that might surprise you and everything in between. Join me on the NCW Life magazine right here on the NCW Life channel.
I'm Jenny Rojanasatian, and this is Guada TV. Every week we will be bringing you a first look at North Central Washington business, tech, and education news. You'll hear from local influencers and innovators who live right here in the Valley. Together, we'll discuss hot topics, current events, and resources that can support your business, our schools, and this community. Join me every week, and let's get inspired.
And we are back here on this Wednesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz. As you can see by the shot behind me, our cross camera, well, it works fine. It's just there's nothing for you to see. It's kind of fogged over and clouded it over. It happens this time of the year. So we're going to be going with some of our lower elevation cameras so you can at least see something. And what we foresee is the weather forecast. First of all, we're going to give you the rest of the week, what it's shaping up to be for your weekly weather planner. For today, of course, we're looking at some light rain for basically the eastern one-third of the Washington, state of Washington into the Idaho Panhandle. So Spokane, Coeur d'Alene, you're going to get a little bit of rain today. The stuff has already kind of come through us. It's going to pay you a visit later on this afternoon. Highs will be, for many locations, in the mid-50s. Will be slightly cooler than that here in the Wenatchee Valley. Those details are coming up. Also, it's going to be a little breezy at times because the weather pattern is very active and unsettled, and that's what we're going to be dealing with for the rest of the week and into the weekend, actually about the next 7 days or so. Thursday, we should be dry. We're not going to see a great deal of sunshine here in the Wenatchee Valley by the time we get to Thursday afternoon, but we are going to see some sunshine. Should be dry Thursday. Also breezy at times, temperatures slightly below normal. We go to Friday, a little bit of light rain, could even mix with some light snow in the Wenatchee Valley. Not a big chance of it but it's out there. So we thought we'd mention that highs will be a little bit warmer by the time we get to Friday. And once again, it's going to be breezy. The breeze is going to be pretty consistent off and on throughout the course of the weekend into the weekend. It's, again, as I mentioned before, unsettled with occasional rain showers and a little bit of wind. So that's what it's looking like for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. In detail, let's go ahead and take a look at it from Patriot Plumbing and Heating and Cooling. This is what the National Weather Service thinks is going to happen, and they're pretty good at their job. We're looking at sunshine today. You're looking at size. What? Sunshine? It's going to happen a little bit later on today. The rain should be done and done by the time we get to 10 or 11 o'clock, just occasional light raindrops. Sun will be breaking out later on this afternoon. That high temperature today, 52 degrees. Is below normal, or normal high for this time of the year is 57 degrees. We hit 50, by the way, yesterday as a point of reference. Clear skies expected tonight because we'll have some sunshine this afternoon, 33, 32, right around there for the overnight low. Tomorrow morning, you'll wake up with sunshine, bountiful sunshine we're hoping for anyway, but as Thursday progresses, the clouds will be thickening up. We'll top off at 54 degrees. It's also going to be a little breezy at times on Thursday. Wind out of the west about 7 to 13 miles an hour. Overnight low Thursday night, about 35 degrees with a slight chance of some light snow early Thursday morning. Snow level Thursday night into Friday is going to hover right around the 2,300 foot mark. And again, a west wind about 6 to 13 miles an hour. To the weekend we go. Friday, a slight chance of rain or snow in the early morning hours, as I mentioned before. Slight chance of rain for the rest of the day, about a 20% chance of rain on Friday. Lots of clouds. We'll get up to about 57 degrees. So the sun's going to be taking the day off most of the day on Friday. Saturday, you're going to wake up with some clouds and a little bit of light rain. Eventually the sun will come out, and we're going to warm up a little bit. Near 60, right around 58 or 59 for the afternoon high on Saturday, again with some afternoon sun breaks. The clouds will return on Saturday night, and the chance of rain goes up to 40% on Saturday night, but lots of clouds. We'll get down to about 41. We wrap up the weekend on Sunday with a pretty good chance of rain, about a 50-50 chance of some light showers. Also going to see some sun breaks. We'll be up near the 60 degree mark on Sunday, but again, also rain in the forecast. I told you it was a persistently active weather system, and that's what we're getting to the early part of next week. Monday, pretty good chance of some light rain, partly sunny, high of about 58. Best chance of measurable rain looks to be Monday, about a 60% chance of rain. We'll have a more accurate detail, of course, as far as the computer models and what it's looking like by this time tomorrow. But that's still a pretty good idea of what we're expecting. And then Tuesday of next week, a 30% chance of rain, partly sunny, high of about 60 degrees. So again, active, unsettled, spring-like temperatures. Even though we're still kind of wintry up in the mountain passes. Let's take you up to the Cascades while we have a minute. We'll start out with Snoqualmie Pass. Things are fine there. Of course, very light traffic now on the major mountain passes, not only with a lot of people not simply going out and about, but of course the ski resorts have closed for the year. So that lightens the traffic load considerably. I-90 right now, no advisories, no restrictions, although it is snowing. The snow is not sticking to the roadway. The roadway is bare and wet, so you're good to go on Snoqualmie Pass. Stevens looks worse than it actually is. It's a traction tire advisory. Snow and slush on the roadway. It is snowing lightly on Stevens Pass. There is a traction tire advisory, but just like it was about an hour ago, the diciest part of your Stevens Pass commute is only going to be about the last 4 or 5 miles as you climb up to the very top of the summit and then head back the other direction. The vast majority of Stevens Pass, you'll be just fine, but there's still a traction tire advisory with some snow and slush on the roadway. And you have no problems at all on Blewett Pass. No advisories, no restrictions. The roadway is bare and dry, overcast skies. Forecast for the mountain passes, light snow, intermittent snow, off and on throughout the course of the day today. Basically off and on throughout the course of the rest of the week. Next measurable snow, they think, for the mountain passes that may actually stick to the roadway would be on Sunday and Sunday night. And if you didn't get the word already, the Washington State Department of Transportation has extended the deadline to get the studs off your car, off your stud of snow tires off your car. They've extended the deadline to the end of April, not because of weather. Normally, it would always have to come off at the end of March, and if weather conditions impede that, they extend it because you need to have the snow tires to get over the mountain passes. That's not the case. It's simply because changing snow tires to regular street tires is not a big priority right now in the current age that we are living in. Okay, that's it for this Wednesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be back at it live and local at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. Have a good and safe Wednesday. Take care. Bye-bye.